Guys, in the fallout since LeBron's decision to join Philly, we have gotten a couple of different tidbits regarding the Cleveland Cavaliers. Chris Fedor, Jake Fisher, both reporting that Atlanta, the Hawks, have had interest in Jarrett Allen, but the Cavs have not entertained moving on from him. That could be part of a Jonathan Kuminga sign and trade. Kuminga still says, at least according to his agent, the Cavs are his preferred destination. We'll see what happens in that regard. And James Harden has yet to sign his contract extension with Cleveland. We thought that would happen right after the LeBron decision. Draymond Green was in the same spot as Harden. He's now re-signed with Golden State, but Harden's still unsigned with Cleveland. So, Jason, you could pick or choose where you want to start. You want to start with the Hawks' interest in Jarrett Allen, the Cavs' possible unwillingness to trade him, or the fact that James Harden is still not signed an extension with Cleveland?
Well, I think the Harden thing, they're still waiting to see what else is out there. I think that's the last piece to get done. It's the most certain and probably the last once they figure out if there's a sign and trade that they can do or anything like that. So I don't think there's any smoke or any mystery around why Harden still hasn't signed yet. The Allen, I'm not surprised that they're slow to move off of Jarrett. And that goes back to a conversation we had earlier about, are you going to tear apart your roster for a 41-year-old? I would not do that. If you believe in Jarrett that much, okay. I don't love the idea of running it back. They've tried that multiple times.
Yeah.
But they're just sort of out of moves at this point now. I don't know what the alternative is. There's nothing left in free agency. The Kuminga deal is complicated. If you're going to do a sign and trade, it's not easy because of where they're at with salary and everything else. So I don't know that there's a grand move out there to be made.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if they've got any sort of trick up their sleeve.
It's so hard talking about the Cavs, I find, right now. Everything feels so
dead end.
Yeah, we had this level of excitement that LeBron brings, even if it wouldn't have panned out. There's just this level of excitement, you know better than anybody else, that we all were feeling. And it's hard to talk about these minor moves because it just feels like
possibly trading Jarrett Allen is not a minor move.
No. Comparatively.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Fair. So it's no, obviously it's a significant move if they trade Jarrett Allen, but everything, it's almost like we were in some championship tournament and now we're on the outside looking in, and playing exhibition games or something. And it's just so hard to have energy for the Cavs right now.
I think it's difficult to talk about all these moves because everything is so complicated right now. Like trading Jarrett Allen, yeah, big deal. Are you getting better by trading Jarrett Allen? I don't think, unless you're getting a lot back, I don't think that you're getting better, so why would you make that deal? But then they're hamstrung on salary cap, they're hamstrung on draft picks.
Yeah.
It's
and there's
so
nobody
hard
out there. Is there any other very good player that they could get that's doesn't seem like is on the radar right now that could possibly be available that could make a difference?
The only name that's still floating out there that I don't think the Cavs have the assets to get, and I don't think the asking price is realistic, would be Trey Murphy, who we've talked about at length.
Yeah.
The Pelicans are saying it's going to take two first round picks and a young player.
Well, they could say whatever they want. I mean, nobody's offering them that.
It started with 4 first-round picks and a young player. They've lowered the price to 2. But
yeah, but Mike, that's all posturing. What they're saying publicly.
You just asked who's a possible name.
Okay.
I just gave you the possible name.
Okay, so how would they're not getting 2 first-round picks, so they would have traded him already. So
yeah, I don't think they want to trade him. Is the thing. That's why.
Okay, so
yeah.
Everyone's available for the right price.
Yeah, all right, I hear you. If they weren't going to trade him, then they wouldn't have lowered their asking price. Supposedly,
it's bleak.
What? There's no way they can get Trey Murphy. How good is Trey Murphy? How much of a difference would he make?
He's very good, and on a very good contract, and young.
So why are they even thinking about trading him?
Because they suck. They have no direction, and they have no idea what they're doing. And if he was on any other team, he'd be an untouchable, untradeable asset. But because Joe Dumars runs the Pelicans right now,
yeah,
anything's possible.
You know what? Trey Murphy, Herb Jones for Jarrett Allen. I'm okay with that. Make the deal. Sign it.
Call it in.
Can the Cavs are the Cavs even allowed to trade any first round picks at this point?
Yeah.
31.
And I think 32 now too, right?
31. No, you can't trade back-to-back years.
Or not
right?
both, or. It would be 31,
yeah, 31 or 32.
33 is frozen. 33 is frozen now for a long time.
Right. So, in theory, the Cavs could trade the 31 first-round pick and then a pick swap in 32, right? You could swap. And then what? Like, is that enough to get Trey Murphy? What else would you give up?
No,
No.
not even
I
close.
have
No,
no
it's
idea.
not.
But
No.
like you're talking about your most valuable asset is a draft pick 5 years out when the guy who's running the team isn't going to be there more than likely.
Yeah, right.
So why would
I'm
you
grasping
know?
at straws.
No,
now,
I
you
know,
just,
but we're painting the
So
picture
okay,
of
so there's no
how
real.
difficult.
So the reality is there's no realistic way to get better, or at least significantly better. And Jonathan Kuminga for Jarrett Allen, are the Cavs better?
I don't think so.
No.
Chris doesn't think
No.
so. You guys know?
No.
Is there
If
another?
you have to think about it, the answer is no.
it's I think they probably view like Jalen Tyson could give us enough out of that spot and still have Jarrett rather than make the move for Kuminga. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And what is with this guy? They signed this guy from Europe, and he's
Hazonia.
not playing here.
It's depending on what you want to believe reporting wise.
Yeah.
There may be some sort of loophole in Hazonia's contract with Real Madrid that if he got an NBA contract, he'd be able to get out of Real Madrid and then go sign with another European team. They
Why
agreed
would
to
the
a
Cavs
contract.
facilitate that?
No, it's not. That part's not true. The hang up, and I don't know that this is 100%, that his deadline was July 20th. He had to have an NBA offer in hand by July 20th.
Okay.
And he did not. He did not get it till the 26th.
Oh.
So he missed the deadline for
Okay.
Real Madrid to let him out of his deal.
But
Real
he can still
Madrid
come to the NBA.
What's that?
He can still come to the NBA.
No, Real Madrid
Oh.
doesn't have to let him out of the deal.
Oh.
That's I think
So they're not signing him.
I don't like that's the part that we got to work through. Here.
Okay.
The deal's not done. They haven't signed him.
Oh.
It's not official, yeah. They
But
only
he's not
have-
any kind of difference maker,
No.
right?
He's not anything
He
worth.
stopped LeBron one time, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Technically,
something, right?
technically, I stopped Kyrie. He missed a shot against me in high school. So does that count as me stopping Kyrie? once?
Yeah.
I would assume that's on your resume.
Claim it. Yes.
They beat us like 114 to like.
Oh, those are
23, so
details. You stop Kyrie.
Technically,
that's all I
did
wanna
st-
hear.
I forced Kyrie into a missed pull-up jump shot once, and he had 48 points or whatever he had.
Did he talk trash to you? I don't even remember this.
No, if he's on the number one high school team in the country, like we were the 116th seed in a Christmas tournament. They were the 1 seed
Why were you even playing them?
because it was at our local college. It was at Monmouth College. It's a Jersey Shore Christmas tournament. We were literally the last seed. They were the not just the number 1 seed in the tournament. They were the number 1 seed in the number 1 team in the country. This high
Yeah.
school team, you ready? Kyrie,
Yeah.
pretty good. Dexter Strickland played 4 years at UNC. Michael K. Gilchrist, remember him? Second overall pick.
Yeah.
Their center was a freshman named Dakari Johnson who played at Kentucky, who was a lottery pick.
Him.
Yeah.
And then their starting 4 was a guy who ended up playing at UMass, and they had like 6 other D1 kids. Their 18th best player was better than me.
Yeah.
So,
It's a
No.
private school in Montclair, New Jersey.
St.
But
Pat's.
but
Yes.
by
that?
transitive
St.
property,
Patrick's.
Yeah.
by transitive property, McNuggets stopped Kyrie. Kyrie's a potential Hall of Famer. Ergo, McNuggets is a basketball Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame
That's what I'm
defender.
hearing from this.
He's a lockdown
Yeah, I
defender.
mean, with the Basketball Hall of Fame, everybody gets in anyway. So
Fair.
maybe you'll get in.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was the biggest butt whooping I've ever been part of. It was so bad.
So what's your coach tell you when you're going into a game like that? Like, go get him.
Good luck.
It was don't get hurt.
Did you guys realize that Kyrie was going to be like an NBA superstar at the time or no?
Yeah, he committed. He's already committed to Duke. Like he was a top 5.
So everybody
recruit in
knew
the
who he
country.
was. And
Yeah. I mean, it was a joke. Why they have so many teams in a tournament? Why they let a public
that's
school play a
crazy.
private school? It was disaster.
Well,
But
I think
like
we're
I
going to
said,
have
I played against
120 teams in the NCAA tournament soon.
it's 116 in this tournament. It was absurd.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
That is crazy. So you got to win what? How many games is that?
It was over it was over winter breaks. It was a week long tournament.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a whole. It was really it was a cool setup, but
Yeah, that is cool.
it was a disaster. And we got the ball over half court like 8 times the whole game.
Yeah.
Like if
All
they
right.
didn't want us to get past half court, we
Yeah,
were not
you
getting
wouldn't have.
past half.